can only say is that if you ask me how is the business doing under the NPP government or the ADS, I will tell you that in the previous years, early years of them, in their government, their first budget, they give us some tax relief. By going forward into the 2017 mid-year budget review, that was where I pick a grudge with the ruling government, where they have to reverse the 3% flat rate when it was took it to 17.5. And we said that some of, if you go to the market, there are people who cannot do input and output. And so based on their volume of business, it's not that huge. And their capital is not, even some of them are not trading up to 100,000.
Right.
Some are even trading less than 10,000, isn't it? And so if you put them all under that category, you're going to worry them. So when they came early first medium budget, they abolished that 17% and reversed it in the mid-year budget. They reversed it to 3%, and they added more importers, more wholesale distributors in a kaboom. And I said, no, that was where I fall out with the government. Fast forward, I will say that 8 years down the line, we have the 2020 or thereabout also to 2021 to 2022. I think they gave us benchmark values, and I said that benchmark values was not a tax relief because what it means is that the whole world globally, Saudi we are under what we call World Trade Organization, WTO.
Yeah.
And that World Trade Organization, the Minister of Trade signed treaty on behalf of Ghana government. What it means is that we are not trading on only Ghana alone. Ghana is not trading on it alone. Ghana is trading with other international parties, other countries. And so what it means is that, well, with that protocol, it says, me as a chemical, free me Ghana government and I'm a country, the custom officers are supposed to accept transactional values and medebe buy no. Transactional values any car me see medituaye ma nema no. Maybe insurance ka ho and maybe freight no so ka ho. Ya kan na boma na CIF value, okay, or FOB value. How much I actually pay is what customs are supposed to assess me. But you realize the situation whereby we got some name and $100,000. Yet custom will take it to $200,000 and tell you say they have a site that they want to verify and they realize that the transaction value that you presented is way below. Then they will not calculate it on the $200,000 and ask you to pay. So in this regard, they are overstretching you. They are telling you to cough out money that you ought not to cough out those monies. And they are helping you to collapse you, which they say they are not collapsing you. And it is clear, everything is so in abundance. So when the government brought it today, we are now accepting the benchmark values. They cleverly said it was the benchmark values that they were giving, that they are giving a discount before. It is not, there was nothing like discount, there was nothing like tax reduction, because out there, the government put it out there like they have reduced tax for the business community. But Vice President Mahmoud Bawumia at the time cannot just go to College of Surgeons and announce that I'm reducing tax without going through Parliament. Because the finance minister, if they were to reduce tax, then the finance minister would have gone back to Parliament to ask that we want to reduce rice importation of 20% duty to 10%. Maybe frozen chicken, those who are paying 35%, maybe to 25%. But nothing of that sort was done. And so what they were just doing is that they were now accepting transactional values. And that's why we saw a lot of people complying. Now, and when many people were complying, we saw GRA coming out to say they have met target. You remember, they've made a lot of revenue at that year.
Right.
But when the government reversed the benchmark value back, because the AGI, any or more AGI, every issue in regard, like when they meet the consumer, they will say the government has given tax reduction to the business community, yet they are not reducing the price. When they meet government, AGI for, they would meet government, like when they go to economic management team, EMT, then they will tell the government that, you see, you have given benchmark value to Jodifono. You see that they have reduced the price and they are injuring our businesses. So they are just dumping anything on us, and we cannot produce up to optimum. So they should reverse it if they want. They think that they are protecting the private sector, because the private sector is the engine of growth, and then they are doing the manufacturing. So you should protect your manufacturer than you are protecting importers. That was where they pulled out the 30%, and later they took off the 20%. And as we speak now, go to the market and see. The evidence is there. You cannot phantom different. You cannot differentiate between Nema you're producing waha and Nema you're free amaneba. Yet you had tax, huge tax and percentage that we are paying a part now. It's still the same. What they got a Ghana for a more, ne got more imported by and I got poultry. Na got akoko ye wo ha. Na got akoko meter ye nama ye free amanoba na heavy duty. You realize that akoko ye wo ha no bo ekosupa as a result of the government did not the government didn't give them the needed input. I.e. the poultry producers are having challenges as to feeding, soya beans, maize, and everything. AGI, those who are doing manufacturing, they also have challenges in regards to utility tariff, water and electricity, and even some assemblies where they are operating also come for property rate and that thing. So that become a huge cost, coupled with the so much inflation rate. That was hovering around 54%, and then at the point too, we saw that our city depreciation also rise up as far as 17 cities, and as we speak, it is 17 cities to $1. So all this culminating to a cost of doing business in this country, and I can tell you that under the new Patriotic Party government, business community are really suffering. And so I think we heard me saying somewhere last week that I said, "Me can say, I'm saying, me can say, every business person now is depressed, and now
every business person is depressed
now under this government. And now a man for can say, "Me say, be man to me sorry." I say that man yes, I'm depressed.